Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Spoilers is Monday, a beautiful day to dive into some serious daytime drama. We've got the absolute latest scoop for Monday, July 13th, and let me tell you, it is a doozy. Grab your coffee and let's get into what is happening in LA. So let's just jump right into it because the July 13th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful is honestly making my head spin a little bit. And I mean that in the best, most frustrating way possible. We start off with Will Spencer. Poor, stressed out, completely overwhelmed Will. He is officially hitting the panic button today. He actually sends a literal SOS signal to his dad, Bill Spencer, because he desperately needs some advice. Will is sitting there, probably staring at his phone, just racking his brain trying to figure out how on earth he can convince Electra to forgive him and take him back. And honestly, can you blame the guy? His life has been a complete and utter disaster for months now. Ever since that whole insane situation with Ivy hiding Electra's letter and manipulating everything behind the scenes, Will has been completely off his game. He lost Dylan, he lost his footing at Forrester Creations, and most importantly, he is losing Electra to R. J. Forrester. So he goes to Bill, which, okay, let's just pause for a second. Is Dollar Bill Spencer really the guy you want to go to for healthy relationship advice? Really? The guy who has blown up his own family more times than I can count? But I guess when you are desperate, you go to the one guy who knows how to aggressively pursue what he wants. And Bill actually gives him some surprisingly grounded advice. Well, grounded for Bill anyway. Of course, Bill starts off by reminding Will that Electra needs to understand that business is business. Because in Bill's world, everything always comes back to the boardroom and corporate power plays. But then Bill softens up. He really does. He looks at his son and he completely understands that Will is just deeply, madly in love with this girl. Will wants a reunion so bad he can taste it. So Bill tells him the one thing a Spencer always needs to hear: do not give up. If you really love Electra, if you really want a future with her, you plant your feet and you fight for it. Period. No backing down. And then Bill does something that kind of made me roll my eyes, but it also made total sense for his character. He uses himself as the ultimate success story. He brings up Katie. He tells Will, look at me and your mother. I never gave up on Katie. And look at us now, it paid off. Which, okay, sure, Bill. Let's just completely ignore the decades of waffling, the cheating with Brooke, the emotional trauma, the literal lock in a tower moments. Let's just gloss right over all of that toxic history. But you know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Because right now, in this moment, Bill and Katie actually are in a good place. He fought for her and he won her back. So he is using that to give Will a little bit of hope. And Will really needs that hope right now because he is drowning in Forrester drama. But then the scene takes a massive left turn. A really satisfying left turn, honestly. Because Will is looking at his dad, really looking at him, and he notices that Bill's face is looking, well, a little bit worse for wear. Bill looks terrible. He's got a mark. And why does he have a mark? Because Ridge Forrester literally punched him in the face during their last visit. Yes, Ridge punched Bill. And when Will realizes this, he absolutely loses his mind. He gets so incredibly angry, and you guys, I am 100% on Will's side here. I am totally Team Will on this one. Because think about the absolute mind-boggling hypocrisy of Ridge Forrester for a second. Just think about it. A few weeks ago, Will got into a physical scuffle with R. J. At the office. Will was defending his territory, R. J. was moving in on Electra with his creepy little hand kisses and his Massimo Morone attitude, and things got physical. And what did Ridge do? Ridge fired Will. Ridge fired Will for punching his son. He fired him for being violent in the workplace. And then, what does Ridge do? He marches right over to Bill's workplace and punches Bill in the face. Are you kidding me? The double standards with the Forresters are just exhausting. It is so ridiculous. I mean, let's really dig into this Ridge and Bill feud for a second, because it is honestly hilarious in a very dark way. These two grown men, these titans of industry, have been beating each other up over Brooke, over Taylor, over business, for what feels like a century. And now they are dragging their kids into it. Ridge firing Will was such a petty, calculated move. It wasn't about HR policies at Forrester Creations. Please. Forrester Creations doesn't even have an HR department, let's be real. If they did, half the building would be in jail or fired by now. No, Ridge firing Will was about asserting dominance. It was about Ridge saying, my bloodline wins, your bloodline loses. And then for Ridge to turn around, drive over to Spencer Publications, and punch Bill. It just proves that Ridge is the biggest hypocrite on daytime television. He holds everyone else to these impossible moral standards while he just does whatever the hell he wants. And Will sees right through it. So Will is just fuming. He is pacing around, complaining about Ridge, complaining about RJ, and just venting about how the two of them are actively working together to turn Elektra against him. Which they totally are, by the way. RJ has been whispering in Elektra's ear for weeks. Wait, actually, I don't know if RJ is doing it on purpose to be malicious or if he's just naturally arrogant, but still, he is definitely moving in on Will's girl. And Ridge is obviously going to support his golden boy son over Bill's kid. Will is ready to go to war over this. But Bill, surprisingly, plays the peacemaker. Or at least, the strategist. Bill urges Will to just drop the anger about the punch. He tells him to ignore Ridge, ignore the Forrester noise, and just stay completely laser-focused on the goal. The goal is Elektra. Don't let Ridge distract you. It's actually really solid advice. Just put the blinders on and go get your girl. But while all this Spencer bonding is happening, we have to talk about what is going down over at the hospital. Because, oh my God, I cannot believe we are doing this again. I really can't. Over at Finn's office at the hospital, guess who shows up? Sheila Carter. Of course, because security at this hospital is apparently just a suggestion. Anyone can just walk in. Sheila slithers right into his office, and she continues her relentless, never-ending campaign to win him over. And the worst part? The absolutely most frustrating part of this entire storyline? Finn is buying it. He is actually sitting there and believing that Sheila has fundamentally changed her life. What is wrong with this guy? Seriously, what is wrong with John Finnegan? I know he is a doctor and he wants to see the good in people, but this is Sheila Carter, the woman who shot him, the woman who shot his wife, the woman who has terrorized his family for literal decades. But no, Finn is looking at her with those big puppy dog eyes, completely captivated by her sob story. Sheila is sitting there, playing the victim, talking about how she is a new woman, how her love for Deacon has changed her, how she just wants a normal life. And she is using all of this to set up her real demand. She doesn't just want Finn's forgiveness. She wants access. Sheila looks Finn dead in the eye and tells him that she hopes he can convince Steffi that she deserves time with him and her grandson Hayes. She wants play dates. She wants family dinners. She wants Steffi Forrester Finnegan, the woman she left for dead in an alley, to just open up the Cliff House doors and welcome her in with a plate of cookies. It is pure, unadulterated insanity. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Nobody. Not a single person watching this show thinks this is a good idea. But Sheila is just so manipulative. She knows exactly which buttons to push with Finn. She plays on his guilt, his biological connection, his inherent kindness. And speaking of history repeating itself, let's talk about Sheila's May Sweep's reign of terror that we all know is coming. We saw the spoilers from a few weeks ago. We know Sheila is plotting. She is targeting Deacon and Tonsaw's romance. She is scheming. She is manipulating every single piece on the chessboard. And Finn is just a pawn. He is a pawn who thinks he is a king. Sheila doesn't actually care about Finn's boundaries. She just knows that if she acts soft, if she cries a few fake tears, Finn's protective instincts will kick in. It is textbook psychological manipulation. She tried this when she wore that ridiculous disguise. She tried it when she faked her death with a bare toe. She has tried it a million ways. And yet Finn's amnesia regarding her psychotic breaks is just stunning. And as Sheila continues to plead with him, you can just see Finn's resolve completely melting away. He is swaying. He is totally wavering. Now, to his credit, Finn doesn't just immediately say yes. He tells Sheila that he cannot promise her anything. He reminds her that Steffi has very strict boundaries and that this is a massive ask. But, and this is the but that is going to destroy his marriage, he eventually gives in. He caves. Finn tells Sheila that he will, at the very least, talk to Steffi about the possibility of giving Sheila another chance. He agrees to be her advocate. He agrees to poke the absolute most dangerous bear in Los Angeles. I can't even wrap my head around the fallout that is about to happen. Let's just zoom out and look at the bigger picture here for a second. Let's look at Steffi's life right now. Steffi is currently the co-CEO of Forrester Creations. She is dealing with the absolute nightmare that is Ivy Forrester and Elektra threatening to quit. She is dealing with R, J, and Will fighting in her hallways. And, completely unbeknownst to her, Brooke Logan is currently aggressively trying to steal her co-CEO chair by making seductive offers to Ridge. Steffi is stressed to the absolute max. She is a ticking time bomb of Forrester rage. And now, her husband is going to come home from work, take off his coat, and say, "Hey honey, how was your day? By the way, I think we should let the woman who shot us hang out with our son." Steffi is going to absolutely spontaneously combust. She is going to lose her mind. Steffi is going to divorce him. Actually, no, she won't divorce him. She'll probably just yell for 3 episodes straight, but you get what I mean. I honestly don't know if their marriage can survive this. I really don't. We have been down this road so many times, and every time Finn promises to stay away from Sheila, he breaks that promise. How many times can Steffi forgive this? How many times can she put up with her husband actively putting their children in danger because he has mommy issues? It is just so frustrating to watch, but you know what? I am absolutely going to be glued to my screen to see the explosion. So that is where we are at, you guys. Will is getting tactical advice from Dollar Bill to win back Elektra, and Finn is making the biggest mistake of his life by agreeing to pitch Sheila Carter to his wife. It is messy, it is chaotic, and it is exactly why we love this stupid, brilliant show. I am exhausted just talking about it. I need a nap. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.